Hi, my name's Tyler, and I'm doing a podcast.
Is there a name to this podcast?
I just snorted into the microphone.
Is there a name for this thing, or is this like the "Hi, I'm Tyler" podcast?
We're just doing a podcast.
Doing a podcast.
No plans for a series yet. This is just kind of it, and this is all staying in.
Good. This will be the best then.
I call it a one take.
Yeah, we're doing it. These two clowns sitting across from me are both very accomplished CrossFit athletes, and I'm going to talk CrossFit with them.
Well, one's an accomplished CrossFit athlete.
One's a wannabe.
Yeah.
Guess which one's a which?
The one over here is Shanna Bunce. She's a CrossFit Games champion, a multi-time podium, in the menace of the 55 to 59 women's division.
The menace. Ooh. I like that.
Look out for her in 2026 when she comes back. And this one over here is Jase Brooks. He placed 10th at an in-person semi-final. He's a quick riser in the CrossFit community, but he's still, rising. Look out for him in the near future as well.
Definitely look out for Jase. Yeah.
Two of the hardest working people I know, and I'm very excited to get to talk to him. So, Jase, you've been on quite the media tour since your semi-final, and a lot of the questions have been asking you about your performance and the events and your thoughts on all of that, and I'm going in a slightly different direction since I have both of you here. I want to know more about you guys, like as people more than athletes. So this is gonna be it's gonna be a little different to what you're used to.
That's fantastic.
I'm sure you're sick of talking about it.
I'm sick of being asked the question like, how do you feel right now after that? And I'm like, fucking tired.
Or been there, done that. Like, let's move on.
I'm tired.
Yeah, don't worry. I don't give a shit about how you feel right now. Yeah, this is going to be more of a holistic thing. So I guess I'll just get into it. So my first question is kind of interesting because CrossFit is a very, I guess, culty type thing. Like, it's not a mainstream sport. It's a mode of fitness that isn't very well known. So I guess my first question is, what drew you to CrossFit instead of any other mode of physical fitness, and what makes CrossFit unique and appealing as a sport?
So I guess in high school was the first time that I was kind of exposed to CrossFit. I knew some people at my church who kind of were in a local CrossFit gym doing the CrossFit thing. And I, was like, oh, I know that these guys are pretty strong. So I looked it up, and I think I saw some video of Rich Froning doing snatches on a beach. And I was like, I thought I was pretty strong in high school, but this dude's picking up more than I can deadlift over his head. I'm like, this is crazy. So that was kind of in the back of my mind. And then after I graduated high school, my girlfriend, now wife, told me that I was looking pretty fat and I needed to go to the gym. So I was like, I thought CrossFit kind of looked cool. So I just looked up some CrossFit gyms near me and landed at one.
Are you ever planning on recreating that snatching on the beach video now that you can snatch a little bit?
Actually, that would be pretty dope. That would be super.
Let's do it.
We should do it.
100%.
We should do that. Oh,
Good
that'd
idea.
Be so cool.
We got to get you to a beach, but I think it would be interesting.
There's an hour away, so.
Yeah,
that's
true.
true.
We do live in Oregon.
Yeah.
We're not totally landlocked. Yeah, Shanna, what about you? What drew you to CrossFit?
I didn't seek it out. I was actually working at a facility about 3 blocks away from a CrossFit gym, and I was getting pudgy and kind of out of shape, and one of my coworkers had recommended, there's a gym 3 blocks away, you should go check it out and join it. And so I'm like, that's going to be convenient. And I actually walked into a CrossFit gym not knowing anything about it at all, thinking it was going to be something like what you would find at the YMCA or something like that. So you kind of walk in and there's this big, huge room with not much equipment. And I was like, hello, guys, I'm here. I kind of walked in. I didn't even make an appointment with the owners. And I'm like, tell me about this place. And they onboarded me really quickly. And I came back and started doing classes. And it was really intimidating. It was in a good way. It was really new to me, but I just remember, that these people were doing these crazy things, and they were really strong and fit. And there was a lot of different people in this gym, age group and body type wise, and everybody was doing it. And I was really, interested in just learning because it was so novel. Like I'd never seen anything like it in my life. And the other thing I really liked about CrossFit when I first got into it is that it was different every day. So it wasn't boring. It wasn't like you're going in and doing the same movements over and over again, or getting on the same treadmill or the same Stairmaster machine or doing whatever. It was something different every day, and that was really exciting for me. So that, and then all of a sudden, I was doing it, and then somebody suggested I compete, and I got the bug, and there you go. Kind of went from there.
That's awesome. Is the variety that comes with CrossFit in terms of movements and exercises, is that part of what keeps you coming back?
For me, yeah. It's I like doing something different every day in a sense, because it's this novel. It's something a new movement or new movement combination that you have to conquer. Currently, I am back into training, and then there's as Jase knows, there's some days I have to do the same variation of a workout. I hate it, and I hate it for two reasons. It's hard, and it gets harder, and my coach is it feels like he's punishing me, but I have to do more and more, but it's the same thing, and part of me is like, I have to do this again, every week, and I sometimes roll my eyes because it's the same thing, again, so.
Yeah, there's definitely a lot of that. I remember a couple of years ago, you were just doing burpees over a rower every day for a solid couple weeks.
Yeah.
Oh, God, yeah.
That sucked because I did a lot of that too.
That's an interesting point, because my coach came from the same roots as her coach, and actually used to be coached by her coach.
Oh, wow.
So, there's this trickle-down effect of programming where, you can see the similarities between my programming and Shanna's because of Harley's adaptations from his coach, who was Shanna's coach. So, it all kind of meshes together, and it's there's a lot of similarities between her program development over time and my program development over time. Kind of neat.
Yeah, and I think that CrossFit's been around in programming and training and just getting people strong has been around for a while. So it's not like it's something new that they have to learn. I think that, there's a recipe out there that works, and you just, put the work in, and, really all you have to be is disciplined and do it every day.
Yeah. Just got to keep showing up.
Yep.
So I guess that leads me into, you two came into CrossFit at very different points in your lives and have both found yourselves at, I'd say you're at the highest level of the sport. You may not agree with me, but I think you're doing pretty well for yourself, Jase. And I would be interested to know what your motivations were to turn from just being a class water into a competitive CrossFitter.
You want to go first?
What, answering for you?
No.
Oh, for me?
For both of you.
For both of me?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think for me, it was just a few people in the gym suggested that I was getting good enough that why don't I try doing a competition. And I have never competed before in my life. Sorry, that's my phone. Oh, goodness gracious. I have never competed before in my life. So it was simply somebody saying, why don't you try this? And I was really intimidated by it, and I didn't really want to. I think the first competition I ever did was a weightlifting competition here in town, and that was horribly intimidating, and I hated every minute of it. But then, there's a few people in the gym that had confidence in me and just suggested I do a local comp. I think it was out in Bend, and that was my first competition, and I sucked massively. And it kind of set a goal. I was able to see how badly I did, and also see I could probably get better if I put a little bit more work into certain things. And so that's what I started to do. And then you see, like, because CrossFit is somewhat measurable and you can repeat workouts and see your improvements, I started to see that I was getting better at certain things. And then I made a goal for myself at one point, like I want to try to make the CrossFit Games. And that was, an almost 10-year journey 5 years. 5 years of really hard training to get to that level to even make the games. So it was like, for me, there wasn't a point. It was almost like it was a process.
Gradual improvement.
Kind of gradual improvement, and some people pushing me in that direction when I didn't realize what they were doing, and all of a sudden here I was.
Yeah, because you've been doing CrossFit for 12 years?
Yeah, 12 years.
At what point did the transition come between casual and pro?
Like I think it was 2 or 3 years in, because I've been like now training to compete for 10 years, and so I think it was like 2 to 3 years in of just doing CrossFit classes. And the other thing I think was helpful maybe in my situation was the gym I was going to had a fair amount of competitors. There was an elite level athlete, Ben Stoneberg, and there was a team that was going many years to the games. So I think they were a team of 6 at that time. So I was kind of surrounded by, people who were trying to better themselves and compete. And so there's a little bit of that rubbing off on me, I think. And that was kind of helpful to see them and see what they do. But yeah. Sorry, I kind of lost my train of thought because I'm old.
No, that was good. Jase, what about you? When did the transition from casual to competitive happen?
Yeah, so unlike Shanna, like I had a very definitive point in time where that started. It did kind of gradually creep up. I started CrossFit in 2018 or 2019, and then I gradually got a little bit better and better. And then I kept like throwing this idea around, like, do I want to compete? Could I compete? Am I really good enough? And I ran into Shanna at Intensify.
My young Padawan.
Yeah. And I mean, like, we had a workout that was called Shanna that we did because it was like in honor of Shanna's first time going to the games. And I look at Colin, who was coaching, and I was like, dude, we have somebody going to the games who's like here, trains here. And he's like, yeah. I was like, that's like the coolest thing I've ever heard of. So then I started like training with her a little bit, and I'd hop in on her pieces and she'd show me some things. So I was like working a little bit harder. But I wasn't that good, to be honest.
You were good.
I was good, but I wasn't that good. But I was trying,
Oh, he was just fine. He's comparing himself and saying not that good because he's comparing himself to a games athlete. But for an everyday box goer, he was really good. Yeah, he did. He moved well. You were fit.
And I started talking to her, and she's like, if you really want to do this, you need to get your own coach and you need to take this seriously. And I was like, I just don't know if I want that kind of commitment. And I think I pussyfooted around for 3 years, 2-3 years. And then August 31st of 2023, I got my coach Harley, and we started this kind of process and journey to get to where I am now.
Yeah. Yeah, we had to have a talk, Jason and I. I had to sit him down, and
she did.
I remember we had, because if he was going to do it, he needed to know what he had to do to get there. I mean, it's a big sacrifice.
Yeah.
You have to be selfish, and you have to put yourself first and put your training first, almost before anything else. And so it's a big sacrifice. And I just remember sitting down with you and Michaela, and just like, it's not going to be easy, and it's going to be tough, and you got to be all in or you're not going to make it. Yeah.
Yeah, looking back, like at the amount of sacrifice that Shanna had to make and I had to make to just start to train at this level, It's, I know I'm currently doing it, but I'm like, that's just stupid.
It's kind of unheard
Well, I
of.
think he looked at me and rolled his eyes like, "Oh, you're full of shit." Oh, excuse me, can I? Sorry,
fine,
like,
yeah.
and then it's like, no, I think he's kind of understanding what I was talking about.
Yeah, you know, it's just like you're gonna cut work to what it has to be in order to train every single day, and you're gonna feel like crap
Yeah.
90% of the time, but the gains are gonna come as they come, and then you're gonna stand on top of that podium or get a taste of what it's like to be next to that podium or next to those athletes. And it's like that hunger just starts to develop inside of you, and it's almost insatiable in a way, and you don't care what it takes once you start getting close enough, because it's just on the other side of the fence, and all I got to do is hop this one fence and hop this one fence, and
Yeah.
It's just a line of fences.
Just a line of fences.
just a line of fences. they somehow keep getting taller.
But you still go over him, Jase.
Yeah,
You're still hopping them.
still hopping them.
When you asked Colin about people going to the games from Intensify, did you know that Colin had gone to the games at this point?
I did know that Colin had gone to the games on a team, and that was pretty amazing to me. And I've been a fairly competitive person most of my life. I love the competitive drive, and I think that's part of why I fell in love with CrossFit in the first place, because I had a 60-year-old man beat my ass bad the first time that I came into a CrossFit gym, and I was like, oh, I can't be having that. So, you know, I just kind of kept chasing people down and getting a little bit better. And yeah, like Colin was like the pinnacle of that. Like, this is a games athlete. This is what it looks like to be super crazy fit. And eventually I caught up to him, but
Yeah.
it took several years.
Yeah. Right around then, I think he stopped trying as hard.
Oh, I
That's
don't know about that, but yeah.
It's been a while, man.
Yeah.
It's probably
Yeah.
a little bit true. I mean,
Colin's been taking it easy for the past year and a half.
Yeah.
I think he's been holding back.
when I first started CrossFit, I think he was only 1 year out of the games or 2 years out of the games.
Couple,
He
yeah.
went 2014, I think.
Yeah, something like that. So he was
I thought he
out
went 16.
No,
So
he
he'd
was
been
out.
for a little while.
Yeah.
Okay.
for a while. But yeah. But he's still fit.
Yeah, he's doing.
He still is fit. Yeah.
Yeah, he's
still
still
fit.
he's still pretty good.
It's a nice thing about CrossFit. You can still stay fit.
He's 40
Fit for
years
life.
old or
Yeah.
40 years old, still has a six pack.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, good for him.
You're so excited about that.
I'm 22 and still working on it.
Yeah, it's still loading.
It's there. It's there.
Eventually. So the decision to become a professional in any athletic discipline requires a lot of physical and mental commitment, as you guys were just talking about, and that's the same for CrossFit. What are the most interesting things that you've learned about yourself and your ability to push your limits along both of your journeys?
You
Oh,
can't
he's
quit.
so quiet.
Yeah. You can't quit. Like, I joked around with Todd about this a little bit, who's the leader of the pack. And he's like, never say die. And it's kind of a joke, but it's also a little bit true. Sometimes you get deep in it and you can see the fear in people's eyes, like when they hit a heart rate that's literally their max. And they're like, I don't want to do this anymore. And when you see somebody like Shanna do that, you can see the desire to quit, but she's like, I'm not quitting until I win. I can handle this for 3 more seconds, 4 more seconds, 5 more seconds. And I think developing that type of mentality mid-workout has been kind of like a staple for CrossFit and competitive CrossFit.
Yeah, you go on a lot of, I think, personal growth taking on something, at least that I have found. I mean, I was a non-athlete when I started CrossFit. I've never done athletics in my life. And going on this journey of becoming a competitor, first of all, just competing was a big step, and then trying to become one of the best in the world and putting the work in. You learn a lot about yourself. First of all, do you have the stamina and the desire and the discipline? It's really discipline. Do you have the discipline to do it? Because you have to come in and train every day when you don't want to, and you have to do all the things and all the minutia and everything that makes you better, whether you want to do it or not. And so, for me, it was like growing along those lines that, is where I found the most growth in myself. To answer your question, is not only could I compete, but I could develop this mindset, whether it's a competition mindset. I developed, the mental capacity to push myself beyond what I thought were my limits and be uncomfortable at times. And, again, developing the discipline, and all these things just trickle down in other aspects of your life as well. And so just taking on this endeavor has helped me in other aspects of my life.
Yeah, I've noticed with life in general, it kind of also applies to CrossFit, but the way you guys are speaking, the mental certainly precedes the physical in a lot of ways. You need to be ready up here before you can be ready anywhere else.
Right.
Yeah. It's a commitment. Like if you want to go anywhere in the sport, you have to consciously make that decision to try.
It's like life. If you want to do anything in life, you just have to make that decision and do it and execute to the best of your ability.
It's a bit of a microcosm for sure.
I guess one of the points that's like helped me grow in CrossFit is like not being as afraid of the impossible. Almost every day, like I walk into my training sessions and I look at what my coach has programmed for me for the day, and I'm like, that doesn't even seem doable. Like, is that humanly possible? And every day, like, I've kind of surprised myself, and it's like, oh, I can do this. It is possible. I am growing. I am getting better. And like all of these mental roadblocks that I had put in my way as like almost excuses to not do things, I'm like, oh, those don't really exist in the way that I thought they did. If you just show up and kind of do the thing, you'll find that you can probably carry yourself further than you ever thought.
Yeah, at some point it's all just conditioning.
Oh, jeez, whatever.
I guess, yeah, conditioning your mental state and
yeah. Conditioning mentally and conditioning physically. Yeah,
it's all about getting better.
Some negative growth is I found out that I get really cranky after workouts, or if I'm hungry.
Or if he doesn't execute like he wants to, he gets upset.
If I don't execute, I do get upset, yes.
Which is understandable. I'm losing my voice, sorry.
But, I mean, that's just, that's part of it. You set these impossible goals for yourself, and you still get upset when you don't reach them, but you seem to do it all the time, or at least I do.
Yeah, that's just the way it goes.
That's just the way it goes.
I feel like I'm kind of trivializing it, but you are doing a very impressive job. You've been competing for what, like 2 years now?
Yeah, just shy of 2 years that I've been competitively training.
You're already a semi-finalist. Like, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Nice work.
Yeah.
That was his goal. He said he was going to do it in 2 years, and if he didn't make it to semifinals, he was going to quit, which really irritated me. But, I was like, you better do it because you can't quit.
I put that do or die in, and it's like never say die. So
do.
And it's like, I don't have a lot of money. I'm not rich by any means. And it's like, if I can't develop quick enough into the sport to maybe have a possibility where it's not going to just cost me my entire life, then I hit the go button. But if it was one of those things where I had to some people hang on for 5-10 years to try and make it to the semifinals. And I didn't have the luxury of that. So I needed to do it fast, and I needed to do it right now. so I had to give it everything that I had. So I put 2 years on that time cap because I thought that was kind of impossible and I would never make it.
You did.
And I figured
You were trying to like get yourself out. You're giving yourself a big back door there, kid.
I was.
Now, if I had known that, I would have like kicked your butt.
I thought
that is not allowed.
I thought
no big old back doors.
I thought 2 years was impossible.
And I was worried about you getting it done in 2 years.
Yeah, I thought 2 years was impossible. But the thing is like, that's what you do. You set an impossible goal, and then you just give it hell for the amount of time that you got. And it's like, if I made it, sure as hell going to keep going.
Yeah. I think you're kind of at the point of no return at this point.
I don't think anybody's going to let him quit yet. You can't retire yet.
No, Michaela won't let me quit.
Good for her.
Yeah, going back to what you said about the whole money thing, I've found CrossFit is surprisingly draining on the finances.
It's expensive.
Where does that come? What element of CrossFit? Like, is it the travel? Is it the competitions? Is it just the gym membership? All the gear?
Oh, my God. It's the food. I forgot the food.
Yeah, my food bill is twice as much every month, just simply because of the volume of food that I have to consume. But most of the cost comes from travel, probably, when you have to travel to big competitions. I've been to Austin, Texas, Phoenix, Arizona, California, Sacramento, California.
You went out to Idaho.
Oh, yeah, I went out to Boise, Idaho. And I'm going to be going to Toronto, Canada, and hopefully, if I qualify, over to
North Carolina?
South Carolina.
South Carolina.
Spartanburg, South Carolina. But, like, that's within 2 years.
Yeah,
like,
a lot.
It's a lot of travel, and that's fairly expensive. And then one-on-one coaching gets pretty expensive. And then the gym membership itself is probably the lowest cost of all of that.
Yeah, Tom and Billy gave you guys a pretty good deal.
Yeah, I'd say so.
Yeah.
I'd say so. They're pretty good to us.
I told them I wanted to pay full membership, so it's like I don't have any deals. We use the gym quite a bit, so
Yeah.
You're getting your money's worth for sure.
Yeah.
But it is. It's you like for me, I'm in a point in my life where, I've worked really hard in my job, and I am really lucky to be able to afford to do this, because this is basically for us masters athletes a hobby.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's just a money drain for me. We don't get any endorsements at all, and we barely win any money if we win anything. So it's, financially, I think it's definitely a money drain. I could have probably paid off my house by now if I didn't CrossFit. So
just sticking on lane 5 for a second. So it's a gym with a lot of athletic pedigree. You've got Olympians, track and field athletes, multi-time games athletes. You've got, Tom Pappas, who owns the gym. Look him up. He's pretty cool.
Yeah, look him up. Look him up.
Look up Tom. He's as legit gets.
You got Tom and Billy. You got just everybody in there, and they're all they're all in one community. Has having access to these people as friends and mentors impacted the way that you approach your training at all?
Yes. Absolutely.
Yeah, I would say it's nice to know that your community, or some people in your community, kind of understand what it means to train so hard, and it's really nice to see some of these, like Tom, he's retired now, but it's nice to see that he can get after it every once in a while, and he's still really fit, and he's pretty amazing. Yeah.
How do they impact your mindset? Is it kind of you're comparing yourself to them? You want to hit the heights that they did, or is it more of a day by day basis? You want to work to be as good as they were at their peak?
I mean, Tom kind of throws this joke around every so often where he's like, keep working out, pal, and someday you'll you'll look like me. and you know, it's a funny joke because, you know, he's retired and I'm in the thick of it right now, but I kind of take that a little bit more seriously because it's like, you know, maybe if I keep working, I can aspire to be something just like he did. And I think it's cool because I look at people who have been there, done that. And when he gets to talking about his competitions, he's a really humble guy and he usually doesn't. But when he does, like, you can see that little glimmer in his eye of like, yeah, that was me, wasn't it? And when I got him talking about like his 360 pound power clean,
Yeah.
I was like, holy smokes, dude. Like, that's incredible. And he's like, yeah, it kind of is incredible, isn't it? And I'm like, yeah.
It's pretty cool.
So like, I want that for myself and I haven't gotten it yet. And when I have it, I'll know it, but it's not there yet. So that's kind of like a little bit of motivation, seeing people like Tom. There's Jesse, who is world champion high jumper. Shanna won the CrossFit Games. Like, there's all these people around, and
There's a bunch of like
Tons.
Olympians.
lots of Olympians.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then every so often we get the D1 athletes coming in and training, and like, I see all of them and I'm like, they're somewhere. I want to do that. And it's that constant reminder of like, you're not there yet, keep going. You're not there yet, keep going.
Yeah. What's the best piece of advice you would say you've received from somebody at Lane 5, excluding like Shanna or Colin? Like somebody who's at Lane 5, what's the best tidbit you got from someone?
Probably from Tom. He said, don't think too hard.
Well, that's easy.
You're both pretty good at not thinking too hard. It's you and
Oh,
Tom.
thanks a lot.
No, him and Tom.
I meant it as a jab to him, and then I was like, wait a second.
Him and Tom have that in common. They can just get immersed into a workout, and you guys can throw down. Yeah.
You know, I took his comment as more of like you can extrapolate everything down to a percent this and that, and if you go 36.5% on clean for this many reps and then do zone 2 blah blah blah, and he's like, don't overcomplicate it. Get your work, do your work, go home, recover. Like, don't think too hard. Do what you need to do to be successful, and then start the next day.
Yeah. What about you, Shanna? What have you got from a Lane 5er?
I'm just trying to think. Like,
Oh,
yeah.
Take your time.
I like went 10 minutes of silence on this podcast, right?
I can edit it out.
You can,
Just shorten
that is true.
I
you
can
can
chop
edit
everything.
it. You can edit it. I keep on
This ain't
forgetting.
live.
Yeah,
Wait a second. The pressure's off. you know?
we're not streaming. Like, yeah.
I don't know. I think like I don't know if I can really pick out something that's been said to me, but what I do feel from Lane 5 is unwavering support. Whether it's from Billy, who's Tom's brother, or Tom, or just any of the other gym members, is I do feel like I have they have my back and they're supporting me. And, it's just very generous, I think, for, Billy and Tom to really have like people like Jase and I in there training, because we're really not doing the CrossFit classes. And we take up space. And it's very generous for them to let us be in there. And I mean, I'm in there for 3 hours. I mean, I might not be working out all that time, but like I'm 3 to 4 hours in that gym, and recovering in between some of my pieces. And, what I really, really appreciate about this gym and Billy and Tom is that they support us and they don't mind that we're there, and they understand why we're there. The rest of the gym members understand why they're there, why we're here and what we're doing. And, they, you get the cheers and the encouragement from, people like you, that are at the gym, and, people will jump in and sometimes help you out or be your rabbit. And that's, it's beyond amazing that happens. It's really nice that we have that space to work out because, again, we're not really adding a lot to the gym. So it's incredibly, I just lost my train of thought. I'm so freaking old, and because like Jason made me get up so early this morning to do this podcast, and I haven't had the coffee, but I'm so beyond grateful
It's
for the
9:30.
generosity. Well,
It's
I know,
9:30.
but like, I just don't.
not that
I'm not
early.
working this like I've set up my life that I never have to get up early. Okay. Anyway, but the
I got up at 6:30 for this.
I know.
I think I got
I don't
up at,
envy you at all.
I got up at 5:30 and sat in a 40-degree bathtub.
Yeah, because
That'll wake you up.
I got up at 7:30, literally. But anyway, back to the generosity of Tom and Billy. They're very generous. That's what I love about them. Yeah.
Yeah.
That is absolutely true. Yeah.
For what it's worth, you guys do bring a lot more in terms of brand recognition when you guys are repping Lane 5 out in competitions.
I don't know how much brand recognition I really get for Lane 5. I think that Tom and Billy really just do it because they love to see other people succeed.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
do. They're genuinely good people.
They are the best. Some of the best out there as far as gym owners, I would say. Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Billy just had his third kid yesterday, actually. So congrats
I
to
know.
him on that.
Congratulations.
Where is it? Oh no!
Oh, we're doing a sound effect? Oh, that was good. Do it again. Louder.
Yeah, good for Billy. It's,
Yeah.
Yeah, third kid. I hope he gets his good sleep. We'll see how that goes.
Well, you won't get it now, but
Maybe in a couple of years.
yeah.
All right. Now that we've kind of talked about the good side of CrossFit, the hope, the pushing through boundaries and all of that, I kind of want to talk about more of the negative stuff. Just if you'll humor me.
Just got to balance it.
Yeah. So as we were kind of talking about earlier, this level of CrossFit training brings a lot of isolation with it. How do you guys keep yourself sane when going through something that very few people would understand?
What'd you say, Shanna?
How to keep yourself sane. Who said we're sane? I mean, I'm just like, wait, sane? That's me? I don't know.
Sane enough.
Yeah, that's a hard one to answer because I think you kind of put it in buckets, and at least for me, when I leave the gym, I try and leave a lot of the stress that comes with training there, and try and be present in life in other areas. But there's always like that, you carry the gym with you everywhere you go to, because like every aspect of your life has to be pointed in one direction.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I don't really know.
Yeah, I think, for me, it's just, being in contact with people who understand what I'm going through. So I can vent, and it's that. So like even, training with Jase, when he was my training partner before he became competitive, it was fun for him to be involved, in some of my workouts because, I had to laugh at him because he'd complain and get upset because I beat him all the time, like all the time.
Yes.
But it was really nice for me, like mentally, like because of the stress of training and the mental stress, it was nice to have a training partner. So it's always that, and that's why I like CrossFit. Like when I first started CrossFit, is that you're with other people going through the same thing. And to me, that's incredibly like supportive and positive. So for me to get through all the negativity and stress is being surrounded by people who understand, people that I don't like. If I do need to vent, they'll understand why I'm venting and what I'm saying, and they'll understand the context. And at the same time, if I don't need to vent, they understand if I'm, irritated and stomping off in the corner and muttering under my breath, I totally understand exactly why that's happening. And, that I think that's what's most helpful for me mentally, trying to get through this, and then, giving yourself space outside the gym. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, stepping away from the negative for a second, I'll get back.
We're going positive again?
I'll get back to it.
We're being schizophrenic here.
So, obviously, your guys' relationship as training partners has altered both of your lives for the better. I was kind of wondering how you ended up picking up this little dude, like, at the
it was
very
funny.
early days of Intensify.
Yeah, I mean, it was funny because we were at, I was at CrossFit Intensify West, and I remember we were doing, I think it was an open workout, and I was like, Tony, there was this coach, Tony, who's now at Treeline, and he was working with Colin at this gym, and he had mentioned to me, hey, there's this kid, his name is Jase, and I want to introduce you to him because he's really good, and maybe you can help him out or give him some pointers. So he actually planted that seed to me to maybe mentor Jase, or just talk to him or whatever, give him some perspective. And I was like, oh yeah, sure. So I remember, it was after the workout, one of the open workouts, I think, and we were having like, I don't know, sitting at a table, a bunch of us. I don't know. I can't remember if we were eating or snacking or something. And Jace was right across from me, and I just started talking to him, and just like, yeah, if you want to jump into some workouts, I'm training here, and you're more than welcome. Because that was something that, that Ben Stoneberg did to me. I remember I was like this pudgy middle-aged woman, and here you have Ben Stoneberg, who's a multi-games athlete. He's absolutely phenomenal. And he was in his mid-20s, I think, at that time. And I remember he knew I was trying to get better, so he let me do some of his workouts with him, like every once in a while. Like I would just keep him company. Now, I was nowhere near doing what he was doing. But, I just remember, oh, my gosh, this is fantastic. Like Ben is letting me work out with him, and this is like this is like I was peeing my pants in glee, it's like, and so I just remember, if he wants, I remember that experience. I'm like, yeah, Jace, if you want to jump in, and you're more than welcome. And he was willing, to hang out with a crotchety old lady, and, the relationship developed, and, he's one of the most special people I've had in my life. And he's like, yeah, he's somebody I'll never forget the day I die. Yeah. He's so we have a very, I think, unique and special relationship, that we've been able to develop because of CrossFit. Yeah.
So you picked him up. He didn't just pester you for...
No, I don't think he knew that, but I don't think he knows the story at all. I don't think he's ever heard this.
That Tony actually said something.
No, that's the story. And I just remember, like, I'll let this kid jump in, and then you're working with him, and I just remember he was jumping in with me. I'm like, man, he really likes to work, and he's not afraid. And he also was just so eager to learn and to talk about things, and he was a good listener. And so, he's what they say, very coachable. I mean, he's very open. And I was like, okay, this is a very unique quality. And, not only is he, so he was obviously very welcome to train with me. Like I was never going to turn him down, because like he was a gem. You could tell that there was something different. And then, you work with him a little bit, and it's just like, yeah, he's a hard worker, and he has some talent to do this. And he would mention, oh, yeah, I want to get a little bit better. Oh, I want to do this. And so that's, I think, where, we started talking about the competition part. And I think, you hear him talk about his goals of, maybe I want to go to the games. Maybe I want to, and you're there and you're listening. And it's just like helping him plant some seeds and help him cultivate. And then when he kind of, I was... when I heard him, express, more and more interest in CrossFit, I was just trying to, as best I could, guide him in that direction, but also trying to make sure he understood what he was getting into.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he wasn't going to waste his time Yeah,
Shanna's definitely my CrossFit mom.
Yeah.
She has nurtured me into the athlete that I am, for certain. Yeah.
Yeah, I was just thinking about that question because I remembered this picture.
Oh, yeah.
That's let me just show the camera real quick.
Oh my God! I don't even think I have that.
Yeah, that was me the first day that I walked into Intensify and did a class WOD with Colin, and I think I weighed right around 185 pounds at that time.
Yeah, little guy.
Yeah. My shoulders are narrower, my waist is smaller, my neck,
Yeah, you've changed quite a bit.
my whole facial
I
structure
forgot.
is
I
different.
forgot about it. Like
My hair is short.
Yeah.
But yeah, since then I've put on close to 35 pounds
It's all muscle.
of muscle.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
Holy
It's like,
oh, whoa. And I remember back in those days.
and he's natural.
Yeah, 100% natural.
That's good.
I remember back in those days, there was a guy, Anthony Hunt. Do you remember him?
At the gym?
Yeah.
From the gym? Anthony Hunt. It kind of rings a bell. I just can't remember a face for whatever
he was
reason.
a lawyer. He was kind of like,
yeah. Okay. Yeah.
So Anthony is a big dude. He was about 30, and I just remember telling Colin one day, I was like, man, what I would give to look like him. And it's like, well, apparently I'd have to give about 2 years of
2 years of like
incredibly difficult work.
Eating and training.
I've made it. Anthony, if you ever watch this.
Yeah, we'll try to get it out to him. Yeah, I couldn't tell if the picture was in focus when I showed it on the camera, so I'll just overlay it. If
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Do all that little effects. Yeah.
people are gonna see it.
Good. The more the better.
You're gonna
I love those before and after ones.
I
The
know.
thing is, I don't really have any before ones of me. So
We're gonna have to replicate.
and they're not
that.
out, and you don't have them, so they're
Yeah, I didn't do
they're
enough
well
research for
hidden.
that.
I think I still have the same shirt, so I could probably put the same shirt on.
Oh
and
my
retake
God,
the
would it
photo.
even fit? Oh, you should. Oh, that'd be funny. We need to do that. Yeah. Oh my goodness,
That'd
it's
be
gonna be
good.
bursting at the seams.
I'm sure you've got some doctor pictures out there, Shanna, that I can.
Oh, I don't know about that.
Oh, Shanna used to have this bright red hair, right?
Yeah, I used to like dye my hair red. Yeah.
Yeah, and you had like what do they call that? The bob cut.
Yeah,
The
way
short
back when.
bob, yeah.
Yeah. So that was years ago. That was before I even knew Shanna, but I
Yeah,
remember
people
pulling
wouldn't
up.
recognize me now.
No, I saw some of those and I was like, "What?"
I know we go through phases. I don't know. I like to think I've matured as I've gone over. I mean, literally, my hair is not dyed because I don't want to spend money on it, and it's long because I don't want to spend money on cutting it.
Yeah, I haven't cut my hair because
I've become
too
lazy.
expensive.
Well, I just get too tired. I can't sit in a beautician's chair for
Yeah.
hours on end and have them mess with my hair.
I actually just got my first hair trim from Colin's girlfriend.
Oh, Mackenzie.
Oh,
Yeah.
she trimmed your hair?
She trimmed it up. That's why I don't have like a rat tail on the back
Yeah, it's a
anymore.
little less dead.
Oh.
Yeah, and like when I brush my hair, the ends aren't quite so knotted up. So like,
Oh,
huge
nice.
plus.
Okay.
first haircut in 3 years.
Oh, amazing.
That's not you, is it?
Yeah, just go away.
That's her. You just Googled it.
Darn Google and internet.
Figured I'd have to do a little bit.
You're so young.
Well, I was once. That's what happens. You're gonna look old and decrepit like me one day. You just
What?
wait.
You were
Yeah.
an old lady forever. Oh my goodness.
In a couple of years, Jay, someone might ask you that.
Dude, I am not aging very well.
What do you mean?
I aged like 10 years in the last
I don't
two.
know.
You're gonna get hit like a fucking truck once you quit CrossFit.
I know.
Oh, he is. He's gonna be fine. He's gonna be fine.
We'll see about that. Anyways, back to the negative questions I
Back
had.
to the negative.
to the
Okay.
negative.
If we're getting a little like they're not that negative, but I'm still curious. Like, what is the hardest piece of training that you've had to do physically or mentally? What is something that made you
Miko's
feel
triangle.
something? Yeah, that wasn't.
Yeah, we already
Triangle.
know. We already
Yes.
know right
Miko's
away.
Triangle?
Miko's Triangle.
I'm
Really?
doing a variation of that right now. That
Oh,
yeah,
That's what you're
every
doing?
Sunday. That I'm not doing Miko's Triangle, but I'm doing a variation of all the machines, and I'm not appreciating it at all.
Yeah, it's not fun.
Yeah, Miko's.
Every Sunday, and it gets worse every Sunday. Thanks, Coach. Love you very much.
For the edification of anyone who might be watching, what is Miko's Triangle?
Miko's Triangle is a specific workout that's 40 minutes long, and you do one machine every minute, and then you do 1 minute of rest at the end of that. So you work for 3 minutes, then you rest for 1 minute for 10 rounds consecutively. And you're attempting to get maximum calories on each machine, which is the row, ski, and bike. It's death. I mean, like, immediately after the first round, you're like, this pace is fast.
Yeah.
Like, real fast and very uncomfortable. And then your coach will look at you or your training partner, and they'll be like, hold it. And you're like, we're 3 minutes into this.
Yep.
Like, this is hard.
Yeah, I mean, the thing about CrossFit is you can make it as hard as you want to. And the problem with Jase and I is we're competitors. And so we go hard. And so, like, you know, like even on my Sundays, I don't have to go as hard as I do. But I want to hold the numbers that I established.
Yeah.
And then the, you know, the goals get higher and higher, and you have to hold it for longer and longer with less and less rest. And it's really like, you know, if I don't want to put the work in, I don't do it. I mean, I can make it easy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But the problem is if you make it easy, you don't adapt. If you don't adapt, you don't get better. So, you know, when we're talking about these horrible things we're doing, it's only because we're choosing to do them that way.
Yeah.
And, you know, not to scare other people who are listening from CrossFit, because it's really not this bad. But we, you know, Jase and I, and there's some people, you know, if you want to push it, you can push it. Jase and I need to push it because we're in training, and we need to force adaptations in our body, and we need to get better. So we're pushing it as hard as we can, which, yes, to poor Jase means death, and also to myself. Yeah, I can barely get up when I finish from the floor. Yeah.
I just remember my coach programming breath work to attempt to like train myself to control the panic breathing in the middle of this workout.
Yeah, yeah.
And it's like when you have a heart rate of 190 plus and you have 2 more rounds to go and you're attempting to hold this and your breath is just like and you're essentially having a panic attack, like forcefully, like telling yourself, that is one of the most difficult things in the world.
Yeah.
Yeah, I will never forget training Miko's Triangle. That was
pretty bad.
It was extremely difficult.
And he didn't complain nearly as much as I complain about my piece. So it was pretty amazing.
There is one thing that might be worse, and that's like Tabata bike intervals.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, God. Oh, yeah. Oh, and I'm so glad. I remember doing these Tabata bike. And again, you can make it hurt as much as you can. And I remember, like, Jase making fun of me getting off, thinking I was whining and just being... Now, I am not a overly dramatic person. I don't feel. I don't feel like, but like, you know, I remember like doing these bike intervals and getting so cramped up in my quads that I had to lay on the ground. I could not move. Like they were just, I could not physically. And then Jase is over there laughing, thinking that I'm just being a weenie. Until he got them himself. And I've never been so delighted in my whole like life practically, because it was just such a now you understand moment, because he had the same outcome.
There's I can't think of another workout that I actually just stopped and walked away from. That was the only one that I just...
Well, I don't think you walked away, if I remember correctly. I think
crawled.
you were on the floor.
Probably collapsed, yeah.
He was on the floor writhing in pain, and he didn't finish.
I mean, it's like, it's just that kind of pain that no matter what you do, it will not go away. You can't move your legs. You can't touch your legs. Your breath is out of control. But yeah, I walked away from that. Well, not walked away. I quit. I quit that workout, and I texted my coach, and I said, don't ever fucking give me that again.
But I think he did, didn't he?
I think he had me do it again. And
I think he did.
Be smarter
He
this
didn't
time.
listen to you. He's like, what a weenie. We'll have him do it again.
It, like, literally the next week, like it was in my training, and he's like, be smarter this time and don't go out too hot.
Yeah.
I was like, okay.
It's hard. It was hard. Like, well, and if you're given, unfortunately, like sometimes our coach will give us goals to meet, and we have like these overreach goals again for adaptation, but we try our hardest to meet them, and it's not pleasant sometimes. Yeah. So that's part of the negative about training like this, is that it's physically can be very uncomfortable, which means then mentally you take a hit, and then you almost get PTSD thinking about it, and so it's just hard because you have to get yourself back in mentally and say, I got to do this again, and knowing it's going to hurt, and you have to accept the fact that it's going to not feel great, and prepare yourself mentally for that. Yeah.
Well, just this morning I messed up my ski piece, and I was supposed to do 1,500 meters at a pace, 1,000 meters at a pace, then 500 meters fast, but within a certain pace. And I read it completely wrong.
Yeah, I can't read.
Yeah, neither.
You can't read.
And the way that it was written was just slightly confusing enough for my dumb ass to get it wrong. And I did 1,500 meters at that pace, which was a pretty fast pace. It was a 1:35 per 500.
Oh, that's not bad.
Or sorry, 1:53. Sorry.
Oh, that's reasonable.
That's fast.
1:53 per 500.
Yeah.
That's more than doable.
That's
Oh,
fast.
for you men.
For
Hello.
1,500 meters, and then he put slash and then 500 meter, and he meant that's the pace for the 1,500 meter.
Oh, so you did an extra
And
500.
Yeah, and then at the top it said rip it on the 500 meter. So I thought he meant 1,500 meters pace.
And then a hard 500.
Rip it 500.
And then 1,000. And then
and
500.
then 1,000, rip it for 500, and then 500. And this first go around, I'm like, okay, like this is like a pretty good ski pace. I'll make it through the 15, and I'm just ripping, and I'm like 140 pace, 138, and I'm like, ah, damn, this is hard. And I'm back into it for the 1,000, and I'm just barely hanging on to the 1,000 meter pace. I'm like, this is real hot. And
that's the other downside about training, is if you get your training wrong.
I'm just hanging on to the pace, and I'm like, oh my God, Harley, like, what did you do? I got 3 rounds of this. Like, I can't make it through one, and I get through the final 500, and I mean, I barely was within the pace range, and I'm panic breathing. And I'm like, Michaela, read what I just did. And she's like, you're supposed to be doing 3,000 meters total, not 4. And I'm like,
yeah.
So
that's all right. Lesson learned.
Lesson learned. I regrouped, took a little break, ate a snack, and then came back and finished out the workout correctly.
That's good. I'm sure the next 2 rounds felt a little easier.
They were at least doable. I don't know. Like, they were still hard, but
not 125 hard.
Yeah, like, that was not even a sustainable pace. Not
at all.
I was like, what the heck was my coach thinking? This is ridiculous. There's no way I can do it. But dadgummit, I tried to. Okay, coach. And he's texting me. He's like, yeah, you're a dumbass.
Yeah. Yes, you are.
He's like, from the sounds of it, that sounds hard. I was like, it was.
It's not easy.
That's not easy at all. So I dare anybody to try that workout.
No, don't do it.
Do it.
No.
I should probably mention now, just for anyone watching at home, CrossFit is not this bad usually. It's fun.
No,
There's like coaches that write workouts for you, that you can scale to any level of fitness. It's a nice community. Like, it's a wholesome thing, unless you get to a certain point when then these two have to rip themselves to shreds for it.
We have different goals than I think your average gym goer.
There absolutely are.
So,
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. What? Any more negative things?
2 more.
2 more negatives. Oh, let's get them.
Oh yeah, let's go.
So I'd like you to tell me about your lowest point in the sport of CrossFit so far. What got you there, and how did you get out of it?
Do you want me to go first, or do you want to go first?
You go first, because I got to think of
All right.
the lowest point.
As soon as you said this, like, I knew exactly what moment that was, like, without a doubt. And that was the first, the quarterfinals after my first year with Harley. Well, it hadn't even been a year yet, but there was this workout, burpee box jump overs and wall balls. It was 50-50 for
3 rounds of
3
50,
rounds.
50. Yeah, you got waxed on that.
Yeah, and I just remember, like, I wanted to make it to semifinals first year because, you know, I'm greedy like that. And, like, I thought it was potentially possible if all the stars aligned, and I wanted them to all kind of happen. And that was one of the first workouts that I did. And I realized about 12 minutes into the workout, like, I'm dying. My heart rate is, you know, 170 plus, 180 plus. I'm not even halfway through, and I don't think I'm going to make it. Not even like the workout itself, but to the semifinals. And like the amount of work that I had put into that, going into that quarterfinals, had been more work than I'd put into anything in my entire life. And like I was hanging on to something with everything that I had because I wanted to give it everything that I had, and it was just like ripped out of my hands. And like I broke down in the middle of this workout, and I'm like crying doing burpee box jump overs because like it was such an emotional toll. And Shanna's over there yelling at me, and she's like, "You're not gonna give up. I don't care what it takes. You're gonna go." But that was a dark moment for me, and I had to consciously make a decision after that workout to keep going because it was one of those moments where I wanted to quit and hide and act like I never even wanted to do it in the first place.
Does that still stick with you, or have you officially moved past it?
I will never forget that day. Ever.
All right, Shannon, what about you?
I can't remember one. I think I forget all the bad stuff because it's so bad. I'm just trying to, like, I know he had that moment. I know I've had moments like that.
Heat stroke at 2023.
Yeah, that wasn't my lowest. That was
pretty bad.
I don't know. Was I low? I mean, that was like when are you talking mentally the lowest, or are you talking like
when you felt the worst about your CrossFit career, basically, like at your rock bottom mentally? Yeah.
probably last year.
Ooh.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, so I would say when I felt the worst, and maybe not physically, but just didn't feel great about my CrossFitting and what I was doing, was last year, training for the games for 2024. Yeah.
I remember that you were not having a good time.
I was burnt out. Yeah. So I was mentally and, maybe not physically burnt out, but definitely mentally burnt out. And so that was a big slog, going into that season. And like, I felt it, I knew I was a little off, and I knew I just didn't have the fire as much. And then I happened to lose my father a month before the games. And so it was really, I just went into that game season I already mentally burnt out, but then, going to the games with the grief of losing my father and just not having the fire. And I didn't do badly. I mean, I tied for third. So that was good. But like, I just remember the excitement wasn't there, and the joy of being there, and just things like that. I just felt like I just had to get it done because I was signed up, and it was like the last thing I have to tick off my list. I was not enjoying necessarily the competition at all.
I'm sure it didn't help that the new format of the games last year kind of sucked. I don't think that's controversial to say.
Yeah. So that was evident, and I think that was a minor factor of leading to my experience, but it wasn't the only thing. Yeah. So like last year was a tough year, so that's why I have taken this year totally off of competing. And I took some time off and, played around with some pole vaulting and just enjoying moving and having a little bit less stress. And that has been really helpful. Like just watching Jase and kind of supporting him and seeing, all the excitement that he's going through. And that kind of has also just taking that time off has reignited a little bit of, desire to start training again and get myself set for potentially competing next year. So, yeah.
Yeah.
So getting out of it, what did I do to get out of it? I just stepped back. I think that, when you're having, a tough time, it's like for whatever it is, you have to try to step back and see, what's causing you to have that tough time, and then giving yourself grace and space to recover, from that. So I think for Jase, he had to step back and he had to look at, why am I feeling this way? Why did I not, what was going on? What do I have to do to prevent that from happening? And, for me, it was the same thing, just stepping back and, taking a break, giving myself that. So it was really hard. That was actually stepping back was really hard. It was hard to do, but I did it. CrossFit teaches us to do hard things sometimes.
Yeah. Now you've got a new coach, a new mindset, and presumably a new drive to compete.
Yeah.
That's awesome. So you're coming back next season?
Well,
coming back, she's winning. She's winning.
Well,
next
if I
season.
come back, that's what I want to do. So it's
making a
always
return
the
to
goal.
games.
She's going back. You're going to the 60 to 65 division?
Yeah, I'll be aging up to 60. So
yeah, they're all cooked.
Ooh.
They have no chance.
Back into young buck territory.
Yeah, well, I'll be the youngest of my age group, but yeah, we'll see. We'll see. How things go, because it's like because I'm old, and as long as I can stay healthy, I should be able to do it. But you're always kind of rolling the die at my age with illness or injury.
If she
and just
lands a
things
game
like
spot, everybody better be fighting for second place, because there's just nothing else that you can do about it.
It's gonna be fun to watch if you go. Yeah.
We'll see. We'll see what happens. Keep our fingers crossed.
Just more Miko's triangle for you.
Yeah, unfortunately, yes.
I had a lot of fun that one time we tag teamed Miko's triangle. We each did half of it.
I
30-second
know.
intervals.
See, that's one thing I love about you is you jump into to things every once in a while, and I really appreciate that. But yeah, we had to rabbit Jase, and Jase was like retesting, and I was like, I'm not doing the whole thing myself. There's just no way I could keep up. And this was when I wasn't like starting to gear up for training again. So I thought our solution was really good, because you and I just tag teamed it, and we could try to give Jase a run for his money.
I had to pull real hard, but I think we beat him by like 10 calories.
Yeah, I think we might have.
Yeah,
He was really mad at us. And he's like, it doesn't matter because there's two of you and one of me. And we're like, yeah.
it still ate me on the inside.
I said we were both retired, so it shouldn't matter.
Yeah, two retired
Yeah,
against.
the team retiree who took you out.
I don't know if you can be retired yet, though.
I'm not going anywhere, so I might as well be retired. And then my last hardish hitting question is, what will it take for you guys to consider yourselves truly successful in the sport of CrossFit or life? You can take it any way you want.
I have to reach the limit. The limit of like what I'm willing to do.
Does that mean winning?
I don't know. Could mean winning.
Making it to the games.
The next step is making it to the games, yeah, for sure. If that'll be enough, I don't know. I don't know if that's as far as I'm willing to go. It could be as far as trying to work my way up into the, upper half of the games field. It could be trying to make a top 5 finish. It could be trying to land the podium, win it 9 times. I don't know when it'll be enough, but it's not enough yet.
When you do end up calling it a career, do you think you'll be able to look back on it and be happy?
I'll have to.
I think you can. You well know if you've done everything in your control.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I think if you have a goal and you do everything in your control to attain it, and maybe you fall short, you have, to me, like in the past, I've been okay with that because I did everything I could. And, as I always say, it's the journey and not the outcome. Yeah, that's the most important.
So you'd consider yourself successful?
Yes, I already consider myself successful because my goal was just to make it to the games, and I did, and I've made it 4 times. Did I make it 4? Yeah, I did make it 4 times. And I won it once. I got 5th, 1st, 2nd, and tied for 3rd. So, like, for me, I was not happy with the 2nd and tied for 3rd. But I did the best I could at the time, and so I'm not bitter about it. I'm not happy. I rather would have won, but I'm not upset at all because I did the best I could and prepared as well as I could. So I think regrets that's a hard thing. When you regret an outcome because you did not put 100% effort or whatever. I think that is what I like to avoid. I don't like to regret any of my actions. That's a very negative feeling for me. And so I try to put my best effort in everything so I don't have that feeling. And so I don't regret the outcome of the games. I'm just not happy with them. Yeah.
So you associate success with a lack of regret?
Yeah, I think, I mean, success, it's, even though I didn't attain my goal, I was successful. Like, I made it to the games, I made it on the podium, and, that was a success. So I guess you're right. You're asking a really hard question. I have to think about this. Is it lack of regret? It means I was successful. I think, that is part of it, 100%. I think, because if I didn't podium or I didn't get as high, I would look at, well, did I tank myself? Did I not eat right? Did I not, whatever? I'd definitely be thinking about that. And I would know if I had cut corners. And I know that I have not cut corners, going into those games. So this last year when I took the year off, yes, have I cut corners? Absolutely. I've cut 1,001 corners. But now that I'm getting back into training, I'm starting to tighten things up. And it's just like, if I have these goals again, to compete, I don't want to regret or regret my effort. Yeah.
Do you think your existing consideration of success will change with any subsequent games appearances?
Yeah, I think, that's a good question. But I think, like, as long as I know I've put my effort in, and even if I don't make the games, if I did everything I could, again, it's not going to be happy. I'm not going to be happy about it, but I don't think I'm going to regret it. And I think there will be some element of success. There'll always be disappointment. There's always disappointment if you don't attain a goal. Absolutely. And you have to accept that and embrace it. But to me, to like regret the fact that I didn't put my effort into it, that would eat at me. I would be, if I worked hard for something and I know I did not put my 100% effort into it, that would bother me.
So as long as you give it all your effort, you're basically playing with house money at that point. Like, you're successful enough.
Yeah, I think that's where I've gotten to. I think it was hard to get there because I think our society, we kind of reward, these outcomes.
Yeah.
We don't really reward the effort or the journey to get there. And I think in the beginning of my competitive career, I was definitely more outcome oriented and, disappointed and maybe regretful and just like, what's going on? Why am I so horrible and blah, blah, blah. And, just all the negative self-talk and all the things that kind of go with the whole process. But now, having gone through the competitions, having attained my goals and seeing what the process is to do that, how you feel after. You don't feel like, it's kind of funny. You feel like, oh, I won. Woohoo. I'm like this. And it's like, no, I'm still me. It's like just because I have a win under my belt doesn't change really anything. I still am the same hard worker, the same goal-oriented person. I still want to put the time into any of my endeavors. I want to give time to the people and the things that I value and blah, blah, blah. And just, so I've come to learn, over time that journey is much more important than the outcome.
Yeah, you're going to be on that journey your entire life.
Yes, life is a journey.
Yeah.
Ooh, very philosophical.
Something like, life is a highway. Or
life
whatever.
is a highway. Oh, you gotta put that song in now.
God.
You gotta edit that in.
Little Rascal Flatts.
I don't know if that's a royalty free there. I'll look into it. Okay, we're out of that section of it, so I've got 2 more questions for you, and then we can get out of here. So we've talked a little bit, Jase, about genetics and like how you feel about that. So obviously it plays a part in athletic potential. At some point you can't outwork bad ones, but where does that point come? What percentage of people would you say are actually held back by poor genetic makeup, and how many are holding themselves back mentally or using it as an excuse?
I think the only way to really find out if your genetics are good enough is to really take a stab at it. Like even for me, we don't know if my genetics are good enough. Like I think I'm an athlete. I think the likelihood is probably there. But until you make it somewhere and you do something, almost doesn't count. And to use genetics as like an excuse, like, oh, I got bad genetics, like it's likely that'll never get there. It's like, well, you don't really know until you really take your stab at it. So it's like, yeah, it's a thing, but you don't know it until you get there.
So you think it's just a lot of unrealized potential out there?
I think,
Yes.
Yeah. There is a ton of unrealized potential, and with where the sport is right now, I think that you can make it incredibly far, shy of having like some sort of a chronic disease.
Yeah. Any thoughts, Shanna?
Yeah, I agree. I think genetics is the only I think role that plays is in chronic disease, or like, if you have like some genetic mutation. But I think anybody can attain, certain goals. I mean, I do not have the genetics to be an elite athlete. So, and I do not have the right body type to be good at CrossFit. But if you work hard enough. Now, if you put me up against, if there were 100,000 women my age competing in the sport, I probably wouldn't make it to the games. I just make it to the games because there's the pool that I'm competing against I'm successful. But I think that to use genetics as an excuse, I mean, it will be an excuse for some, but I feel like it's really not as relevant as some people think. If you put the hard work into it, you can kind of overcome just about anything. And I'm a testament to that, 100%.
Yeah. All you got to do is do things correctly, and odds are you'll succeed at something.
Now, TTT does talk about like genetics winning the sport, and I do believe that is at some point true. If you have 2 people and one has better genetics and they go through the same training protocol, the one with better genetics will prevail and rise to the top. But the deal is everybody is full of choices and mistakes, and if you can clean your process to be better than anybody else's, I think that you will go incredibly far.
Yep.
Trying to figure out how to phrase this.
Like, I will never be an elite gymnast. I have not the genetics for the body type for that. But like, you know, when it comes to, I think, athletics or moving your body, if you can find your niche, you're going to be successful. Yeah.
So I guess going off that, you don't think there's an ideal body type for everything? Like every niche has its own thing. There's no like all around.
Well, that's a good question, because all CrossFitters think that the CrossFit body type is the best all around. Because a lot of CrossFitters will argue that CrossFit is one of the better all around sports. Like we have to be moderately good at everything. We're not elite at one thing. We're just good at everything. So I don't know. That's a whole nother podcast, Tyler.
Yeah, it is. I think as the sport develops, we get closer and closer to that model of like what is really the fittest person,
or body type.
Or body type, because early in the CrossFit days, you essentially had to be 5'6".
Yeah.
And 180.
Yeah, and 180 pounds. And over time, that's morphed based on the tests that they've created, to the point where Tyler Watkins has done some analysis on the numbers, and similar workouts. They claim that in 2016, the field was 5 or 10% fitter than the field today. But I think that has more to do with the type of test than the athletes themselves.
Probably. I'm not necessarily knowledgeable enough to make.
Tyler Watkins could probably do all sorts of stuff with that.
Yeah,
he's really good. He's super smart.
Well, I'll note that question down. If I ever get Harley and you guys back in here, I'll ask it again.
Ooh, yeah.
Ooh, yeah. He might be here.
Yeah. Ooh.
You said he's coming in August.
He may.
Okay.
It's not set in stone yet.
Well, if he
there might be a
up,
repeat podcast.
Well, we can do
with us?
more stuff. Like,
ooh.
Yeah, this isn't I don't have a series going on. This is just me shooting shit in a
Hello.
studio. This might go on YouTube. I don't know. Like, I don't have.
Better go somewhere. All this work. I don't get up this early for just anybody. Just telling you.
I don't have any intention with this thing, but I'm sure people will watch it, so I'll put it somewhere. All right, that ends off all my questions. So I guess just to close it out, what are your fitness plans for the rest of the year? Any notable competitions, training things, just anything you want to shout out between, now and the next game season?
Go for it.
No, Jase, you got it. You got all the goals. Yeah, talk about them.
So coming up in August, I have a qualifier for the Crash Crucible.
He's gonna smash it. We're gonna make sure.
I hope so.
Yeah,
I sure hope so. I'm putting in a lot of work for it. So, Crash Crucible is a pretty stout competition that happens in Spartanburg, Tennessee. A lot of games athletes end up going there. That would be a really great test of fitness to showcase what I've been working on. In October, I do have on the calendar for certain High Rocks competition with my coach Harley. That's happening in Toronto, and then we'll see from there. Likely the Open is going to be after that, and then we'll be into the CrossFit season, the main season. Maybe we'll try and fit some sort of WFP thing in there in the middle of it, but right now I want to be a games athlete. So that's kind of what I'm hunting down.
Yeah, that's always the dream. All right. Shanna, what about you?
I think that so I might be doing a High Rocks in December, and then other than that, just getting ready for the games season and the Open next year. I don't really have anything else on the docket. I might be doing a bike erg thing, but I don't know. We'll just have to see how that goes.
Explain your bike erg thing.
Let's
cool.
hear it.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
We've seen you training for it.
So I unfortunately the C2 company has has a bike, a ski, and a rower. And the nice thing about the ski and the rowers, they have like some world record. They keep track of like, world record kind of times. But they don't have it for the bike erg. It's just within the C2 community. But there is a list in the C2 community of like an hour, how many calories you can get, 20K meters, of 40K in meters, and just like a different thing. So I have been training just to kind of for base aerobic work. I've been training to do the 40K on the bike erg and trying to beat all the current times that are on that. So we'll see. If I was supposed to already test it by now, but I got a little wrench.
She's talking about a world record.
Well, only in the C2 community. So it's not as official as the ski and the rower, unfortunately.
Maybe
but
not,
we'll
but
see.
it's still cool.
But we'll see.
It's still cool.
40K. It's almost a marathon.
It'll be I want to get an hour and 22 minutes, somewhere in there.
How's it going so far?
It's all right. It's going. I had a wrench thrown in my life, so things are kind of a little up in the air. So we'll see. We'll see if I get it done or not.
Yeah. All right. Looking forward.
I'll
to
probably do it because I think I've decided I'm gonna do it, but I just don't know if I have the fire in me to get the record. So we'll see. But I'll probably just do it just to say I did it because I was on the docket. It's probably going to bother me, as I said, like when I look back at regret. So I'm going to probably regret not doing it if I don't. But I have to let go of the fact that I may not win get the winning time, and that's okay.
Yeah, no shame in trying.
No shame in trying is right. Yeah. So I have to wrap my head around that. It's all mental.
Yeah. We believe in you.
We'll see.
All right, that about wraps up everything I had. If you guys want to shout out any social media or something, I'll keep it in.
Oh, yeah, sure. You can find me on Instagram at JaseBFit. Also, try CrossFit. Come hang out with us at Lane 5.
Or any other CrossFit gym.
Yeah, or any other CrossFit gym. There's a few in town. Lane 5 is the closest to campus. And then you got Tree Line, which would be the next closest. And then you have Aviva, which would be next, and The Way. And then way out in Junction City, there is Chaos CrossFit.
Yeah.
So those are kind of all the local gyms here to Eugene.
Or if you don't like CrossFit, just move your body. Everybody should start moving.
Yeah, and if you're not in Eugene, there's gyms all over the place.
And if you think CrossFit pull-ups are dumb, I can do more pull-ups than you.
Oh, jeez. Don't listen to him.
No, most real pull-ups I've ever done is 37. I don't think you can beat that.
Ooh, I certainly cannot.
I used to be a climber. All right, Shanna, anything you want to shout out?
Oh, yeah, my Instagram. I think it's S_M_Bunce. Yeah, is my Instagram. It's not as cool as Jase's, but it's like, what the old lady did way back when, and now I can't change it. So
You can change it. You can change it.
I know, but would people even know
Yeah,
I changed it?
I don't know. You can change it to whatever.
You don't have to refollow someone after you change your username.
Well, I know that, but like...
when you post, they'd see it. They'd see it.
Okay. All right. Maybe you'll... I have no idea how to change it. So.
You could change it to Shanna B Fit.
I will. Oh, that's the best. See? Okay, will you help me do that?
Yeah, I'll help you do that. Yeah, look her up, Shanna B Fit. It's gonna be on there.
It's either Shanna_M_Bunce or Shanna B Fit. We'll figure it out. We'll see.
The first time I ever saw Jase's Instagram, it said Jase B Fit, and I was like, yeah, he certainly do be.
Do be.
Well, it's because it's Jase Brooks. It's Jase, last name B, and then Fit.
No, it's a doobie.
But it's kind of
he do be fit.
I do be pretty fit, you know. Know what I'm saying?
That was gonna be an Instagram post of mine once I got out of Eugene, but it looks like I'm sticking around for a while, so I'll drop it here.
Good.
Well, we're glad to have you, Tyler. So.
All right, thanks for coming in, guys. This was fun.
Yep.
Yeah.
That was an hour and a half.
Oh,
wow.
That's not bad. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
I'll
That's
see
good
what you do with your editing skills now.
Yeah, I'm trying to turn. I'm heading home Friday morning, so I'm trying to turn it around by then, but we'll see.
All right.
See.
Well, now I know what to do.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah, you're welcome. Thanks for having us.
Yeah, we'll see if I end up doing another one of these. I mean,
Why not?
if anyone,
another one.
If anyone wants to talk about random stuff, you can come in here. I'll do my research on whatever you want to talk about, and we can just shoot shit for a little bit. Like,
I'm willing to bet that we could get Harley in here if he comes, especially since he does the podcast every Wednesday for the pack. So
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you can also check out the Pack Fit training group. And what's your training group?
My training group is Mayhem Athlete.
Yeah. So
They're the best.
Yep, and there's some online programming if you guys would rather try to do CrossFit on your own in a gym by
there's
yourself.
a lot of avenues into CrossFit.
There is.
Oh, and you work with Harley Pesco-Solido.
Yep.
Oh,
Harley
that's how you say it.
Pesco-Solido.
Pesco-Solido. I know. I love his last name.
We were having a hard time about a year ago. I'm glad we finally ironed that
And
out.
I work with I work with Brandon Dorman at Mayhem Athlete.
Yep.
Awesome.
So.
All right. Well, yeah. Thanks again, guys. Well, yeah, we'll see you again at some point.
Good.
Audio.